Welcome to April's Garage, the greatest automotive channel in all of YouTube land. And behold, America's worst selling car, the Dodge Hornet. What is going on? I hear them say Mopar or no car. Are we talking about no car over here?
This is not a Mopar. That's its big problem. There's a lot of good with this car, but a lot of issues. And the number one issue is it's a Dodge. They're going for crazy colors and the sort of Mopar look, but it's Italian. Underneath, it's an Alfa Romeo toenail. Right,
it was built in Italy, which I feel like anything in Italy is like more elegant and wonderful and magnificent.
Breaky and unreliable, and yes.
But this puppy it's not selling too hot, right?
So yeah, nobody wants a Dodge from Italy, and they don't want an expensive one either. And the base price on this thing's $32,000.
That's not bad.
Most are about $40,000 with options, but you can get a RAV4 for cheaper. You can get a CR-V for cheaper. You can get so many other American cars much cheaper. Ford Escape, Hyundais, Kias. Dodge used to have the value brands, like a Dodge Caliber was like under $20,000, and this is sort of what's replaced it, and nobody's buying it. They have like a 400-day market day supply, which means there's enough cars for sale in the country right now to cover over a year's worth of sales.
Yeah, so we're gonna give you a tour and see how you like it.
And I got us a beach spot, April, a vacant lot in Fort Lauderdale on the Riviera here.
I felt like you put it here because you weren't a fan of the car, and so you're like, let's get this desolate area.
This is very appropriate because, yeah, this is an Italian car and this is a knockoff, and we're on the sort of knockoff Italian Riviera here in Fort Lauderdale. Nobody wants this.
I guess.
The thing is, it has a lot of cool stuff about it. I do like the way it looks. I don't know, what do you think?
It has a moderate bulge on the top, some venting going on with that honeycomb style right there.
I like a moderate bulge, and it actually does have some functionality. I can see there's a little hole, even though it's this big. It feeds, I mean, just barely, but...
Yeah, but here, these are not functional. I don't know why they needed to do this, and why do we have non-functional stuff on cars anymore? That's the real question.
They wanted to make it look like their other Dodge cousins, and even though this logo's really never been used on cars before, just in their marketing, it's used here.
It's cool. And can I ask you, like, I heard someone saying this was a mail slot, like this style and look, and I get it, but that just seems like an unusual word, two words together that don't really make sense.
I suppose, yes.
But this is the mail slot look. Kind of looks like Charger a little bit, like an older generation. It's
and
interesting.
Then your accident avoidance stuff right there. But yeah, I mean, pretty traditional Dodge looking in the front. I'd say it looks a lot like the outgoing Charger. So they did okay with the brand conformity there, and they did the fun little Mopar, you know, Hornet logos on the fenders.
Mean and rough and tough and fast
and it's the right color for a Hornet, I feel like.
Oh, Acapulco Gold is the name of it. It's very. They have some unusual color names.
It looks like urine when you don't drink enough water.
Stop it. Or if you have jaundice, is that what
I mean, well, you know, yeah.
Some cars can pull this off.
I'm making fun of the color, but I like funky colors, so I give it a pass, even though it is a little strange. And we're about to get dumped rain on here in Fort Lauderdale. We'll see what happens when April gets all wet, but
Stop it.
capless.
Ah, interesting.
That's very nice. But yeah, this is a Turo rental, which a lot of these are being sold into rental fleets because they're getting incentives and lease deals and all that stuff. Because nobody's buying this stuff.
No.
But
I like the tail light, how it sweeps across with that Dodge logo right in the center. That's pretty cool.
It looks a lot like a Porsche in the rear, I feel like a Cayenne or a
like if
Taycan.
it was named like Angelique Dodge or something like fancy, I feel like it might sell different, but Hornet doesn't lend to that kind of nicer style back end, I guess. I don't know.
We have one big knock in these is the cargo space, and you can see we had to fold down the seat for luggage. It is very tight back here. Nothing exceptional compared to its competition. And already, I'm already noticing, I wonder if this was installed badly from the factory.
That's a cool thing. It's like ripped jeans, right? Or like Nike shoes. They're starting to have that unfinished look.
So either this was done at the factory wrong, or they had to drop the headliner to fix something and it was put back in wrong, because that is a obvious quality problem right there.
I like it. It's okay. It's coming apart.
It's Italian, you know.
And the seats are not terrible. Got
No.
some cool red stitching in them.
No, like every rental, there's a vague smell of vaping or weed or whatever, but
Oh, a little
overall it's,
pass through.
yeah, for skis.
Sneaky stuff.
Yes.
I like that. Okay. I mean, it's not leather, but it feels good. It seems like this is an easy to clean type of upholstery.
Whatever
which I like.
material it is, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We got some venting in here, your C and whatever USB right there.
Yeah, rear charging slots.
Very cool.
But I'm
Nice.
noticing some more weirdness down here. So there's some factory markings as far as it going down the assembly line in Italy. And what in the... I guess that's just grime. But,
Okay, it comes with its own grime. I like that.
I mean, it's put together okay. Not that Dodge quality would have been very high in this price point. It was built in America,
It's
but...
supposed to be fuzzy, like carpet.
Yes, that's normal.
Okay.
But interior-wise, it is very Italian feeling, to me at least. So you hop in and greeted with what looks like an Alfa Romeo steering wheel with the Dodge sticker on it. Even this is like in a Ferrari, the change in the modes. They put
Right.
it. They didn't change really much of anything at all in this, and yeah, it's okay.
Doesn't sound good.
2-liter turbo.
No.
It has a lot of power.
No.
I'm gonna pop the hood in a little bit. but
It does have a lot of power?
for the segment, like
Okay.
270-ish horsepower, which
Right.
is fine. But
Okay.
the screen, I struggled with all the infotainment. Typical, very Italian, like trying to figure things out and buttons not responding and being slow, like to change stations or to get to the heated seats. Definitely an issue there, but I do like that there's manual toggles for most things, including the cylinder, the engine shut-off thing.
Wait, you're saying something nice?
Yes, it does have a lot of manual buttons, which I like. There's, nice manual volume knob. Everything you need other than the heated seats has a button, which
Right.
I like. That's hard plastic. It's not very nice.
No, it's okay. You don't want to hit your head on that.
No.
No padded dash here.
No.
Good luck.
And that infotainment screen, people are wanting like gigantic things now, and they're expecting it. And other
Right.
cars for cheaper have that. So this one's got a little bitty screen, and that's a knock. But
I love this layout for your phone to lay it right here. Your Plaid has that too.
Yeah.
But the Lyric has like a little slot wireless charger right there. That doesn't make sense. This is perfect. I feel like all cars need to kind of have that setup right there.
right, but this was new, what a 1-year-old Lyric would cost. But anyway, you can't compare new to used and all that. But
Right.
I imagine this would. Whoa! We got some wind.
It's haunted.
I imagine this one will depreciate really, really badly, and even worse if you're having this thing with 100,000 miles. It's not going to be a car that you want to own out of warranty, and that's what I feel like is the big issue. Is everybody who is smart is going and they're getting a Toyota or a Honda, and everybody who's just wanting something cheap, they're getting a Kia or a Hyundai,
Right.
which is $10,000 cheaper than this, and you get better infotainment screens, better gas mileage, a better
more
warranty,
more space in the
more
back.
room. So who is this car built for?
I don't know. It'd be fun to kind of drive it right into the lagoon out there.
The one saving grace is it does drive really well, which you do need to drive this April, so we'll switch seats.
Okay, let's go.
Let me take a look at the engine here, unless the Hurricane gets us. Oh yeah, turbo. And it's nice, the turbo is very visible here on top. So you get a nice view, the heat shield there. But it's not tucked away, so I imagine if the turbo goes, it's really easy to swap out. This actually looks pretty well thought out. Now that I look at it, compare it to the Ford that we looked at, the Maverick, which is in
Right.
the same price points, the same engines under there for the Escape and things.
The spaghetti Maverick.
This looks
All the wires.
a lot smarter, honestly. Nothing looks super hard to do. I'm sure there's some Mopar tech just screaming, but this. But there's just at first glance, it doesn't look that stupid,
I don't see it as Dodge. It's swoopy and Italian, and it doesn't remind me of like that muscle era that they have.
Well, neither was the Dodge Caliber or a lot of like the Neon
Yeah.
or whatever. And when they had cheap
The
cars,
Dart, yeah.
that's the thing. If this was not based on an Italian car built in Italy, it was built in America, and it was like $25,000.
Yeah.
these things would be selling like crazy.
Right.
It's amazing what small difference, because this one's $32,000 base price.
Right.
Like what $7,000 difference would make. But I
Right.
think the perception of being built in Italy and it just being a little more expensive than a Honda or a Toyota just kills these things.
Well, what I'm confused is like it should be more muscly, giving it the Hornet name. That's
Yeah.
like a rough Mopar type of name, where this is not. And so
Right.
there's that weird blend.
They
for me.
could have restyled it a little more aggressively,
Right.
I suppose. Because, yeah, it is very close to the Alfa Tonale, the toenail. But the good thing is it drives like an Alfa, like a toenail. So that's a plus.
You ready
Yep.
for this beast?
Yeah, normal kind of chintzy shifter. So that's not very fancy Italian.
No, but it's 30 grand base price. Like, what do you expect? I think it's not bad for that price, right?
I mean, there's a lot nicer looking interiors for under 30 grand with Mazda, with Toyota and Honda nowadays.
Yeah.
But she scoots, doesn't she?
Yeah, that was a little more power than I expected.
Yes. That is the big plus of this, is it handles and accelerates.
You guys, I get so nervous because Tyler's like a picky male driver.
You had plenty of time to go there.
But I didn't know if I did according to your brain.
Here, give it a speed bump jump here.
All right, a jump?
There we go. Yeah, see, the suspension is nice. I feel like it's just right as far as the firmness, but then, you know, it still absorbs pretty well as far as it being sporty. Not that you can do very much here along the intercoastal waterway in Fort Lauderdale, but
Yeah, right, we're stuck behind this guy now. How many people own these big boats? Like, what do they do for a living? Like, there's so many of them. They have to be over $1 million, right?
oh, way more than that. But yes, they park them outside their house, so they have their house and their boat. So their in-laws don't have to stay in the house with them. Right?
Is that the rule?
Go ahead and make a ride over the bridge. Let's
Okay.
just see what...
All right, this Explorer is very slow. Let's go.
Yeah, just floor it for a second here.
Ooh, there's his friend.
Okay, we can't. So Florida is just congested. It's hot. It's swampy. It's traffic. I'm not the biggest fan. It was a beautiful concours there at the Biltmore
Right.
at Moto Miami, which is why we are here.
Mm-hmm.
But you go outside of that, and I don't really understand why people live here. But just sort of like I don't understand why anybody would buy this. But
Yeah.
I guess I like Florida kind of like I like this, but I would never ever live here, and I would never ever buy this thing.
The funniest thing is having this at the Biltmore with all those crazy supercars and hypercars, and they didn't want to park this up front at the hotel.
No,
just putting that out
Which
there.
is fine. But you look at what's on the road, like Nissan Rogue, we just saw one. There's a Mazda CX-5 or whatever it is, the little Mazda there. BMWs, you can get like an X2, a lease really cheap there. Oh, you found a cul-de-sac.
Oh, great. Let's
Honda HRV. That's what people are buying.
I want to go there. That looks so exotic.
Is
and
that Mar-a-Lago?
wonderful. No way. Okay, turning radius could be better for a smaller car.
But
Look at that BMW's
Yeah.
grill. Is that custom? Well, that's pretty.
no, I think that's the electric thing or whatever
I
they're
see.
doing. But
Okay.
yeah, there's a lot of competition in the crossover segment, and there's no spot for this. There's no buyer's pool for this, because people who are wanting to spend mid-30s, they have a lot of nice options, and people who are budget conscious, they can go a lot cheaper. So there's no Mopar enthusiasm with this as well, because it's an Italian-built car.
But do you think it's like marketing is a thing? Because it's really selling awful.
There's no saving this. There's just
Awful.
There's not a single buyer in the world for this. There just isn't.
Yeah. It's
They
very sad.
could have sold them as Alfa Romeos cheaper, and then people would say, "Oh, cool, an Italian Alfa Romeo," and they would have sold more.
They're totally going to rebadge them. Can they do that?
That they did a nose job. Like if the Dodge dealer did a nose job and put Alfa Romeo noses on them and then put the stickers on, they'd probably sell better. Because like, oh, I can get an Alfa Romeo for $35,000 bucks.
Exactly. That would be great.
That would have worked more than this.
You know what's crazy? These are all like $1 million homes over here.
Oh,
And
2
they're-
plus, 3 plus, yeah.
Yeah, they're small, they're tiny, but they want to be on the intercoastal, which is, I don't know, like
Right.
mucky alligator alleys.
So they can get totally flood it out
True.
in the next hurricane, the storm surge, which anybody that owns one of these would just park it down here so it can get flooded and taken away. I do feel like if somebody bought this and owned it, they would actually like it and enjoy it as far as the power, as far as the handling.
Are you ready?
Okay. For a crossover, it's an enjoyable drive.
Yeah, not bad. It's quick, it's light and nimble,
But
and those are the nicest things I have to say.
getting someone to sign on the dotted line, it's an impossible job, Dodge. I'm sorry. But this is just a great case study in Italian-owned company not knowing what Americans want. And they're calling the shots in Italy, and they just don't get it. They're getting rid of all the cool old Mopars that were getting a little long in the tooth, and rather than refreshing them, they're going electric, and then they're offering stuff like this, and they're wondering, why isn't stuff selling? And then their bread and butter, like the Ram trucks or a Jeep Wrangler, they priced them to the moon to try and make more money, and priced all their buyers out, and they're just scratching their heads.
So do you think they should restyle this, or just kind of kick the can, cut it the whole? Okay.
And then if Trump is tariffing everything, then this is going to get even worse. I mean, imagine with a 20-30% tariff, this is going to be $5,000 more.
Right. Which would be ridiculous.
Nobody's buying it at this price point.
No.
So, yeah, they're screwed.
No. This I can just drive right into the ocean and no one will care. So I'm so sorry. That was so mean. I can't believe I just said that.
Yep.
Thanks so much for watching.